Ken Trahan along with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank with 32 locations throughout the greater New Orleans area and beyond. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNola.com. Primetime, Sunday night, at home. That all spells winner for the Saints. It always does. It did again against Green Bay and what was clearly the Saints' best effort of the season to date.
No doubt, and you're right. That primetime formula has seemed to work. You go back since the Super Bowl season and that loss to Dallas when the Saints were 13-0, and since then the Saints are 12-0 at home in primetime the last 5 years. It's the longest streak by any NFL team since the merger, and it's not just a win. They are dominating wins 9 times out of 10, and it was one that was obviously much needed last night. Based on the situation, and here we are. This is finally the situation that we thought we'd see. The Saints now in a virtual tie for first place with a short week, but of course Carolina has the same short week as well. Thursday night in Charlotte, we'll find out who is in first place in the NFC South.
Carolina with at least a day advantage over the Saints, though, because they played at noon and the Saints played at 7:30, and Carolina's at home and the Saints have to travel on Wednesday. So definite advantage to the Panthers. The good news for the Saints is they seem to come out of the game without any further injuries, and now they hit Carolina with momentum. But again, the road losing streak intact, and until they prove they can do it, at home, they're innocent until proven guilty, and on the road, they're guilty until proven innocent.
I agree. Again, part of the reason I thought, the Saints deserved to be favored, would win the game last night, is based on past performance. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the horse racing industry. You look at past performances. They're a horse for course, so to speak. They win at home, and they haven't been so successful lately on the road. So playing at home, you gave them more than a fighter's chance to be able to win. Now they're going back on the road where they've won just once in the regular season in the last year. The encouraging thing is this, though. It's not like they're getting blown out on the road like they will do to a lot of teams at home. There's really only been a couple of real blowouts in that situation. You point to the Dallas game this year and the Seattle game last year, and that's basically been it. There's 5 games in there where the Saints are in a position to win the game late and just could not close it out. Can they finally close out a game like Seattle did at Carolina on Sunday?
Yeah, Saints had the Panthers down very late at Carolina last year and let it get away, much like they've done with 3 games this year on the road. Drew Brees perfect in the second half, played a near-perfect game. Brandon Cook stepped up big, and, of course, Mark Ingram making a statement. And Carolina's a team that struggled against the run this year, too, so we'll probably see a lot more of Ingram Thursday.
Yeah, you would think so, and you pretty much figure, of course, we never get this real information, but Pierre Thomas probably won't play again Thursday. Don't know about Kyrie Robinson, but if it becomes a dose of Mark Ingram and a constant dose of Mark Ingram, then you have to like what you see. One of the things that was amazing to me in this game, and there were a lot of numbers that were amazing to me, but only twice in his college career at Alabama did Mark Ingram carry the ball more than he carried it last night, 24 times. And you would think at Alabama, as much as they like to run the football, he would have gotten a chance to get one of those 30, 35 carry games. Only twice did he carry it more than 24 times. Of course, it was an NFL career high for him, as was the yardage. So that is certainly encouraging going forward.
Truly remarkable. And, of course, it's on to Charlotte on Thursday night. Big win for the LSU Tigers, beating third-ranked Ole Miss 10-7 at Tiger Stadium. Boy, the score was not reflective of the game. LSU really dominated the game, but shot themselves in the foot constantly in this game, not just on offense with fumbles and mistakes, but also on defense where they dropped at least 4 interceptions.
Yeah, it could have been a totally different game from the turnover end. Rarely do you see a team win a game with a turnover margin of -3 that was in reality -4 because LSU made an interception with 1 second left to get it to that -3 position. But, that just shows you how dominant LSU was in this football game. Running the ball very, very well, exerting their will, especially on the offensive line and through the running game. Leonard Fournette, another outstanding performance. I think we saw him step his game up to even another level on Saturday night. We've seen some good things from him already in his freshman year, but he was outstanding. And then, that fourth quarter drive is one they are going to talk about in Baton Rouge for a long time. Reminiscent to me a little bit of the drive we saw, the go-ahead drive against Florida in that classic game. With all of the fourth down conversions. You didn't have the fourth down conversions, but it had that same kind of feel to it.
And now, of course, a week off before Alabama comes to Baton Rouge, and Alabama playing well recently, But if LSU plays this kind of defense, they'll have a chance. They're going to have to step it up offensively. 10 points won't get it done against a team of that caliber. We'll see. Tulane had the week off. Cincinnati coming in Halloween night, Friday night, against the Green Wave. And again, the question will be the quarterback position, and I suspect that Tanner Lee will be back.
Well, it's interesting, the quarterback position on both sides. Will we see Tanner Lee? And he did practice some with the ones during the bye week, so it's very possible that we will see him back at quarterback on Friday night. Quarterback situation at Cincinnati is a little bit of an uncertainty as well. Remember the name Gunnar Kiel, who was committed to LSU, and there were some interesting comments made by Les Miles when he decommitted and eventually ended up at Cincinnati, but he re-injured a rib on Friday. So who comes off the bench but a name we remember here in New Orleans, Munchie Lego, sixth-year senior, coming off an awful knee injury a year ago, plays the second half of the game against South Florida and goes 14 out of 15. So might be a homecoming on Friday night for Munchie.
Very well could be. And, of course, finally the New Orleans Pelicans getting it going. The season opener against Orlando Tuesday night at Smoothie King Center. High anticipation for a team that's got its basic pieces in place and healthy.
The key word there, healthy. If maintain health, I think this is a team that can win, dare I say, high 40s number of games. I think it could be that good. When we saw all the pieces together for the few times we did last year, this was a very good basketball team. The problem was keeping them all healthy. And look, you're going to have your nicks and your bumps along the way. Somebody's going to miss a game or two games here. But if you can stay away from the significant 6-week, season-long kind of injury, I think this is a team that has a chance, to make some noise in the Western Conference, which is a challenge to do.
And we have to mention Prep, too, of course. Sports NOLA TV, Monday night, 6 p.m., WHNO Channel 20. And Prep football, of course, big game last weekend with Rummel and Jesuit that we streamed that had a ton of audience on that one. And this coming weekend, we got another one of those coming up with Brother Martin and Jesuit, among other things.
Yeah, Brother Martin Jesuit, Saturday at 1. Watch it live at Sports NOLA. You can catch the re-air Sunday at noon of that one, and which should be a huge game, again, in the Catholic League. It's really a 3-horse race right now, and it's still not settled. Rummel and Brother Martin unbeaten. Jesuit 1 loss. Anything can play out here in the last couple of weeks with Jesuit Brother Martin playing this week, Rummel Brother Martin playing in Week 10, setting the stage. We are 2 weeks from the playoffs, and I know we're getting to your favorite time of the year.
Yeah, looking forward to it, and we know you are too. Lenny, is always a pleasure. Thanks.
All right, talk to you later this week.
That's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank with 32 locations throughout the greater New Orleans area and beyond. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. For Lenny, I'm Kenny. Have yourself a great week, and God bless you.